Been a while since I've been on here. I don't know how long, but it feels like it's been a while. Lots been going on in the world. I'll have to think about it for a minute. It'll come to me. I'm ill prepared. Ill prepared for this stream. What's been going on? What should I talk about? Just tell me something. Then it'll pop in my head. Liberals been losing it. I ain't had a lot of time to worry about them though, for real. They're so defeated anyway. I feel like my work is done here, you know? What's left to say? I smoked a lot last night, but I was drinking with my girl. Smoked a little too much last night. But what you gonna do? Apparently aliens are coming. Raven was telling me some wild shit on Discord earlier, but I ain't really looked into it to see how true it all is. But he said that fucking ship, they said that thing, they think it's a ship or a comet, I don't fucking know what it is. But he said it changed course and started heading towards Earth. I'm like, what? The fuck? You think that would be a big news story? I don't know. Maybe whatever he read is a bunch of bullshit. I'm 50-50, and I think some of them guys be bullshitting about this shit. If the aliens are coming, though, you know, hey, just go ahead and let us know so we can just go ahead and quit our jobs and, you know, quit your job. The aliens are coming. I quit. It's like, what? The aliens are coming. I'm out of here. Shut this place down. Shut everything down. Aliens are coming. Yeah, work's work. Same old shit. Same shit, different day. That's work. I don't even care the government shut down. I'm glad. Who gives a shit? Democrats want to give illegals like health care. Democrats are a mess right now. Midterms are going to be really bad for them, I think. I just don't see any type of victory for them in the midterms. I see like destruction. Jesse Lee Peterson was playing a clip of like that they called a superintendent. He's a superintendent and he's a fucking illegal alien. Like he's a superintendent of the school and he's illegal. Like, it is crazy. So they arrested the motherfucker and people was like protesting. And they played a clip, and this girl was like, we want answers. And I'm like, what is there to answer? This guy's an illegal alien. Like, everybody's upset that he got arrested. He's an illegal alien. Why is he the superintendent of the school? It should be the real question. Like, are people fucking retarded? And don't tell me, first of all, don't tell me illegals don't vote, because this guy has a voting record and he's illegal. And he was a superintendent. If you can become the superintendent of the school district, you can vote. Come on now. Illegals are voting in mass numbers, I'm telling you. It's so obvious now. So fucking obvious. This is why they're freaking out about deporting them out of the blue cities. This is why they're freaking out about it, because it's a voter block. And they've been getting the votes. And they somehow they know they're getting their votes. I don't know how they know this, how they figured this out, but they figured out that illegals are voting for them. Somewhere along the way, they figured it out. It's the only thing that explains why they care more about the illegals than anything. So somewhere along the way, I don't know how they figured it out, but they figured that out. They figured out they're getting illegal votes. And so that's why they started catering to them. Because they felt like if they became the party that catered to them, they would just automatically get their votes. Why else cater to them? Because they love people or something? Come on. They don't love nobody. I could believe that the liberals love people and they just care about everybody if they actually did that. If they cared about other people. But it seems like they only care about criminals and illegal aliens. That's it. You see that dude running for mayor of Seattle, or he may be the mayor. I don't know. He said, just because a guy gets arrested like 6 times for stealing, like, I don't want to put him in jail. Like, where does mindset come from? No wonder there's so many menaces to society running around just causing havoc all the time. People's getting tired of this shit. No wonder you go to the store in those places and everything's locked behind a cabinet and shit. And you got to go get help. Well, if you let a guy out that steals and you just keep letting him out and letting him out and letting him out, well, what the fuck? You're going to have to lock everything up. Why do people want to live like that? Instead of putting this guy in Oh, somehow it was muted. I don't know how that happened. I didn't even touch the phone. So I have no idea how the fuck that happened. Can you hear me now? That was weird. Well, in case you missed it, the Democrats are hitting themselves repeatedly in the mouth, the body, the nut sack, and while Trump is welling on them, so they're just getting the shit kicked out of them. What Trump's doing to them is bad enough, but they're beating the shit out of themselves. They are equally beating the shit out of themselves as much as Trump is beating them. They're probably beating themselves up more than Trump. I truly believe the best strategy would have been, as a Democrat, would have been to just act normal, try to work with Trump on some good things that everybody can agree on, like lowering crime and stuff. I think that's the winning strategy. But when you tell that to a Democrat, I told Junie and Parr that, and their reaction was, so we help Donald Trump? No, I'm not saying help Donald Trump do things that you don't want to do, like make it harder to get an abortion or some shit like that. I'm saying you should be pro get rid of crime. Of course, you can't get rid of crime completely, but you can certainly get it lower than it is now. You should be working with Donald Trump to solve those problems, because a majority of the country agrees on not wanting a bunch of crime. That's something a majority of people agree on. And you don't need a poll. Some things are just common sense. You don't need a poll. This is the problem with guys like David Pakman. Well, I'd have to see statistics on that. What's your source on that? My source is reality. My source is I'm a 38-year-old man and I'm a normal person, and I don't want criminals fucking attacking me in the streets and breaking into my house. And I would suspect that most people don't want that either. Now, there are some weirdos that seem to want that, but I would suspect even those weirdos that pretend they're okay with that, they don't really want somebody breaking into their house. Now, somebody else's house, whatever, but their house, I'm sure they would. But then again, I have seen some weird-ass fucking tweets of people saying, my car gets broke in all the time, who cares? Like, what? People steal my shit all the time. I don't even care. All right, money bags. All right, Monopoly man. It must be nice to be so rich. You come out, everything's stolen out of your car. You're just like, and this must be what it is. You're so rich. You come out, you're just like, oh, I get to go buy new shit. Hell yeah. I love going to buy some new shit. I'll get me some. They stole everything. My laptop, they stole you leave shit in the car. So they steal it. So you can come out and then you can say, oh, but then you can also feel like I'm helping poor people out. Some poor guy needed that more than me. That's what they say. They go, he probably needed it more than you. And I'll just go buy myself a new thing. Makes them feel good. Like, I'm so fucking privileged. I'm so rich. Look how great I am. People just steal my shit. I don't even care. I just go buy new shit. But everybody else cares. Everybody else don't want to keep buying the same shit over and over and over. So if you just would have worked with Trump on the crime and the border, people would have said, oh, Democrats are coming around, they're acting normal. But they did not do that. And not only did they not do that, they doubled down on all the cultural issues. The cultural issues you've completely lost on, all this trans shit. Nobody likes it. You doubled down on that. Not only did they double down on shit, but they got worse. The crime shit is just out of control. The shit with the illegals, they're flying to El Salvador to fucking see this guy. It's like, what are you doing? And you can tell there's nobody running the party. There's no leadership. Because if they had a leader, the leader would have said, hey, we're not flying to fucking El Salvador. I mean, what? No, we're not going to El Salvador. Because how does that look? We're representing American citizens, and we're flying to another country to help this illegal alien who beat his wife. It's documented, beat his wife. He's MS-13. He's fucking trafficking people and shit. He was in a car that was modified with extra seats in it. And people want to argue with you. It's like, do you think these people, like Tom Homan and these Border Patrol and these ICE agents, they've been doing this for decades? You got seasoned veterans in there. You think they don't know what they're looking for? You think they don't know when they find some modified van with extra seats in it that they don't find shit like that all the time? So when they see that, they know exactly what's going on. See, that's the problem with people. Everyone wants to chime in on topics they really don't know nothing about, and they want to argue with people that know way more about it than them. You don't know more about this shit than ICE agents and fucking Tom Holman. You just don't. So let these people do their job. And when you have some actual evidence of them doing something wrong, then present that. But the problem is you cry wolf so much that nobody even listens anyway. You're like, they're throwing the illegals in the middle of the ocean. And people just go, yeah, sure they are. Sure they are. Even if they was doing it, nobody would even believe it anyway, because y'all cry wolf all the time. Some woman got shoved down in a hallway the other day because her husband's getting deported. I seen this video, but Jesse Lee played like the news clip, so you got all the details behind it. So this woman, her husband, they were in some type of immigration hearing. And when he came out, ICE agents grabbed him and said, hey, it's time to go home, motherfucker. You're going home, buddy. And then his wife, like, held on to him, and she was like, no, you're not. We're going together. And then they were like, that's not how this works. And then she just wouldn't, you know. I mean, it's on video. She's like in the guy's face, freaking the fuck out. Listen, I understand. I get it. It's an emotional moment, but it's a moment you put yourself in when you came to this country legally. You know, at some point the jig is up, and when the jig is up, you got to be a man about it and go, okay, they got me. They got me. And then people say, well, he's at an immigration hearing. He's trying to get his citizenship. No. There's people trying to do it the legal way. They've been trying to do it the legal way the entire time. They're waiting in line. He don't get to cut in line and get a court case and get fast tracked. No. He can go home. He can take his wife with him. Go back with him. I mean, this idea that we have to help everybody. Everyone deserves to live in America. And it's just, no, you don't deserve to live here. You don't deserve to cross the border illegally and then get your citizenship later on because you go to court and do it. No. You go home and you get in the back of the line behind everybody else that's been standing in line, doing it the right way, waiting. People crack me up when they talk about this. They're like, well, Parr says it all the time. Well, they should make it easier to become a citizen. Why? Why should it be easier to become a citizen? Why do you care so fucking much about letting these people come to America and live here? Why does it matter? Because everybody can't come here. That's not sustainable. That's not realistic, okay? So knowing that everybody in the world can't come here, well, that means that there's no point in being sympathetic and emotional about this thing, okay? This ain't got nothing to do with emotion or being a good person, because if we're going to be a good person, then we're going to have to let everybody in, and that's just not possible. So therefore, we need to be very selective about who we let in. Because it ain't about being a good person. It's not about letting good people in. It's about letting people in who benefit our country. And if you don't provide a benefit, then why are we bringing you in? We got good people already. We don't need more good people. Just because you're a good person don't mean you have a right to come to this country and live here. I mean, not illegally. You can get in line behind everybody else legally. We have a system to come here legally. And all this crying, well, it should be easier. Man, it should be harder to become a citizen. It should be a difficult thing. That way, only the best of the best come here. And those people make us stronger because we're getting all these good, smart people with some skills, and we're bringing them into our country, and we're weakening their country and making our country strong. But if we're bringing all their bums and criminals, well, we're making them stronger and we're getting weaker. That's just common sense. Stop thinking about this stuff like an emotional girl. This is why women vote Democrat, because they're emotional about this shit. Well, Hector mows the grass and he's a good guy. It's got nothing to do with anything. This is why men are supposed to lead. And a man is not emotional, doesn't think about things emotionally. And see, when you're letting all these people come in, you know, all these illegals come in, and then all these people come in on visas so they can work here and send money back home and all this stuff. When you have all that, then when you have people that are like in danger, like they live in another country, they're in danger, they need asylum, they need help. We can't. That's why we can't let them in, because you've let so many other people in. It's like, God damn. And just because people are in danger don't mean they need to come to America and live here. Doesn't mean they're going to assimilate into our culture. Why are they in danger? And they don't care about danger. Trump brought those white people in from fucking Africa. It was like 60 white people, and they had a panic attack because 60 white people came. 60 white people who was getting harassed by black people in Africa, threatened and shit every day. No, they want criminals because they want to destabilize the country. They want to have crime go wild. They want to lower the wages. They want to replace you with low-wage workers because you expect a raise, and the low-wage workers coming in making $7 an hour, and they think they hit the fucking jackpot because they're coming from some dump like Somalia or something. Think about it. These people come here, they live in our country, and they send most of their money home, which is weird if you think about it, like, because they get paid like shit because they're illegal workers. So they don't get paid as much as you would to do the job. But they send a majority of the money home. That tells you they live very, like, first of all, they probably have their rent, everything paid for by the government, because our government's lost its fucking mind with this shit. It's not as bad as England, but that's only because we've elected Trump. And England just keeps going. England just wants to fall apart. England will not course correct at all. They won't even try. They're just like, fuck it. It may be too late. I mean, the Muslims may have so much like power now and such numbers that they can't do nothing about it. That country's going to end up having a fucking civil war. People talk about our country having one. No, they're going to have one way before we do. I think our country will continue voting its way out of this shit. I just don't think people are going to. I think Biden was a wake-up call, and that's why Trump won. People like to talk about the assassination attempt. No, Trump won because of Biden. Yeah, the assassination, these things help. They certainly help get votes, but I think Trump had it locked down just from Biden. Biden fucked the cost of living up. I also think all the lying during COVID didn't help out either. You got to remember, they lied their ass off during COVID, and then Biden won the election. COVID was still going on when Biden won. So during the Biden years, that's when people started to catch on. They got played. And I think that contributed too. I think people realize the Democrats are fucking insane. Like, they are fucking crazy. Only going to get worse. I seen some Democrats saying they're going to win the midterms. I said, how? Explain it to me. You can't explain it to me. Nobody can. You have no chance of winning those midterms. You have no chance whatsoever. Trump's not doing anything crazy. They keep acting like he's doing crazy shit, but he's not. He's not. When he sends the National Guard to these places, then you see all these videos come out. It's like always a black person, and they're like, I can walk down the street now, and there's not crazy teenagers attacking me. He's like, Trump sent I seen some guy in Memphis. He said, he got the National Guard here. He goes, it's different now. Why would you vote to go back to crime? See, this is what the Democrats aren't understanding. Why would you vote to bring the crime back? I have said this for years. I have said this long before Donald Trump. That if you wanted to be a legendary president, you would come in and you would act like a dictator, but you would not harm the people. You would not go after the innocent people. You would be a dictator to the thugs. That's what you'd be the dictator to. And that's exactly what Trump is doing. And I don't think that's unpopular. I don't. I think that's a very popular way to be the president, and I think people like it. I think they like seeing him crack down. I think they've seen these people. I mean, they've been outside that fucking Portland. In Portland, I mean, we was watching that shit back during COVID. Remember, we used to watch them outside that courthouse in Portland acting like that. Here we are 5 years later. They're still doing the same thing. They're still in Portland doing the same thing, the same shit we watched 5 years ago. Remember, we used to watch it every night? And we used to say, holy shit, they do this every night? 5 years later, they're still doing it. They still do it. It's insane. And it's time to lock all these people up. I'm telling you. People are sick of it. Like, people try to drive their cars down the road. All these people are standing in the fucking road protesting. People are so fucking tired of it. You've ran the protesting into the ground, bro. You ran into the ground. People are tired. I've been telling you, take a break with the protests. Take some time off of protesting because you're annoying. I'm for protesting, and I'm like, God, I wish they just drag you motherfuckers to jail. I wish they'd just clear the street off. I wish they'd make you protest on the sidewalk. And at nighttime, you got to go home because people are trying to sleep. You can't be outside there at night screaming and howling and shit. That should be a law, too. You could do it during the day, I guess. Within reason, but you can't be out there at nighttime. People can't sleep. They're out there with a megaphone. They got music blaring. They're acting a damn fool outside that ICE facility every night. Putting graffiti all over it and shit. They're protesting deporting the illegals. Donald Trump ran on mass deportations and won the popular vote. I just don't understand how they think this is going to win the midterms. The country would have to actually be fucking retarded to vote Democrats back into power. Because Donald Trump has done everything he said he's going to fucking do, or at least try to do it. Mass deportation was a major theme of the campaign. And he won the election. So why would anybody give a shit? That's why this ICE stuff is not, it's not like it was in the first term. They don't have the same, the media is still crying and making up lies, but nobody cares. Nobody's listening. They don't have power anymore. That's why Trump is still doing it, because there is no pressure anymore. Like, the media has no power to really pressure him to stop, because nobody trusts them, and everybody voted for this. The way you lose the election is if you don't deport all these people. That's how you lose the election. I listen to these podcasters who, they're funny guys and stuff, but you can tell they don't understand politics when you listen to them talk about this, because it's like, they're like, these ICE raids he's doing, I mean, this is not good. No, you are totally wrong. You are totally wrong. The public voted to deport these people. How did you expect them to do it? And as you deport these people, things will get better. They just will. You'll have more housing open up because you're deporting illegal aliens that are living in these houses. Some woman from Chicago, some black lady, made a video. She said the other night they sent ICE in to this apartment complex. They raided the whole complex. They went door to door and checked everybody's ID. And the liberals was getting all bent out of shape about this. Well, this woman who lives there, she was like standing outside the building in the video. And she was like, this whole complex was full of illegal alien gang members. Most of this complex was illegal alien gangbangers. So that's why they rated it like that. What do you expect them to do? Yes, some innocent people are going to get caught up in this. Yes. Yes, you might have to show your fucking ID if you live in an apartment complex overran by illegal gangbangers. Yeah. Yeah, they might come in your job like they came in that one job. And there was what? There was like 300 South Korean illegals or something there working, and they weren't supposed to be working. They were on a visa that didn't allow them to work. And they were working anyway. And so they deported them. And yes, there were probably some American citizens that had to get questioned and had to show identification. Yeah. What did y'all expect to happen when you let all these people come in here? I don't think. I said it for years that you let this problem get out of control, you're not going to like how it's handled. And it will be handled eventually. People will vote for a guy that will do something about it, and you're not going to like it. And you still got this is still the moderate approach. There's an extreme approach you really wouldn't like that. So I would just be happy you got a moderate approach. These people are getting deported. That's the best case scenario here. Just take your L on this issue. My God, take the L. Jesus. Out there fucking protesting, deporting gangbangers. No fucking Trump voter would have a problem opening the door and showing their ID if he knew a bunch of illegal aliens was. First of all, the Trump voter is the one that called and reported it. I can't imagine ICE showing up to an apartment complex and some Trump voter going making a big fuss about having to show his ID. I think he'd be fucking ecstatic. I think he'd be throwing a fucking party. I think he'd shut the door after he showed his ID and be calling up everybody he knew and said, yeah, fucking ICE is raiding this building right now. They're getting all these motherfuckers out of here. I don't think he'd be screaming about a warrant. That's what you have to come to terms with. People voted for this. People seem to miss that part. The people voted for mass deportations, and people knew exactly how it was going to go when they did that. I knew that this was going to be happening. How else do you deport these people? Democrats created a crisis. And I said this years ago when we were talking about this fucking a decade ago. You're creating a crisis, and someone's going to have to handle it, and they will be voted in, and they will handle it. You ain't going to like it when they handle it. You have pissed so many people off. Like, people are just like, send them all home. Just get these people out of here. Now you're hearing stories about illegal alien superintendents of the school district. Like, what? What is going on? He's got a voting record. He's been voting in our elections. So there's the proof right there. If an illegal alien can vote and become a superintendent of the school district, well, then I bet you a lot of illegal aliens vote. Now, doesn't it make sense why the Democrats have a sanctuary city and all this stuff? Because these people vote for them. And it is key to deport as many of them as you can before the midterms because they are going to go vote. Which is why you need voter ID laws. This is why they're so against that voter ID, because the illegals are voting in large numbers. Large numbers. And it's swaying things to the Democrats. And a lot of these places that are blue, this is why. And the American citizens are trapped under this Democrat shit because these illegals, if you're an illegal, why would you vote for a Republican? You're going to go vote Democrat. And please, please do not show that you have a low IQ and try to make an argument that illegals aren't voting. Just stop. Just stop. You're making fools of yourself. If you would like to have a conversation, then all I ask is that you grow up and have an adult conversation. I'm done talking to children. So there's going to be certain things you say that I'm going to just go, this guy's a kid. I don't got no time to listen to you people. You're children. There are things that we just know to be true, that we have enough evidence now. We suspected it. Now we have plenty of evidence. You think only one illegal alien's voting? Just one guy voting. They're getting jobs. They're becoming superintendents. They're voting. I mean, they're doing everything. There's a whole illegal fucking scam system. There's a lot of shit going on. A lot of people need to go to fucking prison. Mayors and governors are in on it. Senators and shit. They're all in on this. They've spent years making it easy for these illegals to live in their states and just vote under the radar. That's why it's like, no, you don't have to show an ID, so that anybody can walk in and just vote. If you can become a superintendent, of course you can go fucking vote. Jesus Christ. And if that's not true, prove me wrong. You should be for voter ID. Quit telling me people can't get a fucking ID. You need an ID to buy alcohol, cigarette. You telling me people ain't buying that shit? Fuck off. Illegals get all kinds of shit. They get health care. They're on EBT. They're on everything. That is clear now. I can peep. But that debate's over. I mean, that's proven. That's another problem with Democrats. They just can't take an L. Can't take a fucking L. Incapable of it. I'm hungry. I'm about to eat and go to sleep. Everybody has an ID, for fuck's sake. Illegals are voting, and they want them to vote because they would vote Democrats. This makes sense. And Trump's just got to do his thing and not listen to the media and you just got to do your thing, and whatever happens, happens. If you lose the election, well, the country's retarded now. They'll learn their lesson one day. They need to suffer some more, is what it is. We're well aware of the Constitution. The problem, once again, stop. The problem, once again, is you've created a crisis, and you've allowed, and I've talked about this for years, you have put us in a situation where we really have no choice but to allow the government to handle this issue. And I've warned about this for years. I used to argue with Junie about it all the time. Like, you are putting us in a fucked up position that's going to give the government and Republicans more power. You're fucking stupid. Come on, get down. Get down. Move. Move your ass over there. See, you're trying to hide behind the Constitution to defend crime and chaos, and it's just not going to work, man. Especially when the Constitution was brought up for other things, y'all didn't care. Y'all didn't care. I love these people. Nobody's coming in my house without a warrant. Who's trying to come in your house without a warrant? Like, see how these people live in a fantasy world? Do you have illegals in the basement or something? These people are dangerous, dude, I'm telling you. That's why you're going to continue to see leftist violence escalate, because these people, as the party continues to shrink and lose voters, the only ones that remain are crazy as hell. And they really believe that the Nazis are coming. And so, it's like, oh, if anybody tries to come in my house and I have the 4th Amendment and all this shit. And who's even talking about coming in their house? Who the fuck's even talking about that? Who the fuck is knocking on their door, I could understand if it happened and they were like, this motherfucker's just trying to come in my house and look for illegals. But that didn't happen. They're getting all worked up about some shit that didn't happen to them. It's only going to get worse. And as they get worse, as they get more violent, people's going to vote more Republicans because they're going to want something done about it. They're going to want these people dealt with. And that's why I've been telling them for 10 years, relax. The move when you lost 2024 was to calm the fuck down. That was a signal to be like, damn, people are really getting tired of this shit. They're getting tired of us. But no, you keep doubling down. It's not really the doubling down. They're just losing voters. They're just bleeding voters. So the only ones that remain are like people like Joy Reid and shit. Like crazy people who are never going to come around. They're never going to get a clue. They're insane. I mean, imagine a year from now how many voters they're going to lose in that time. And imagine how bad it'll be in a year. I think these people really think violence and intimidation will win them the election. I think they can do that and it'll work. And it's not going to work. Not going to work. People are tired of you. They're exhausted from the TDS been going on for a decade. People are fucking tired of it. Tired of listening to you cry about Trump, hyperventilating about everything. Some illegal gets deported, you're crying. Who gives a shit about that illegal getting deported? Who cares? Who's got time to worry about that? That's why I told you every time you was gaslighting and shilling for Joe Biden, I said, this shit's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Because while everybody was struggling under Biden, you were gaslighting people about it. Now you want everybody to start freaking out about prices. Well, we've been living that for 4 years, so that ain't nothing new. Price has been up. The prices have not went up, as far as I can tell. Same damn price that I've been dealing with. So I'm used to that, and it ain't going up as much as you want to pretend it is. This country would be retarded to blame Trump for the prices. One of the reasons they voted for Trump was because the prices was high. How you gonna turn around and blame Trump because they're high? Now you might get mad and say, "Oh, Trump ain't got them down," yada 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 yada. Yeah, but why would you vote for the people that got them up in the first place? That don't make no sense. None. If you never would have done stupid fucking lockdowns, if you'd have never listened to these fucking Democrats and these experts and the media, you wouldn't have this inflation right now. You wouldn't be dealing with these high prices. You wouldn't have elected Joe fucking Biden. And I think a lot of people figured that out when Biden, after 4 years of Biden, they realized, yeah, don't vote for these fucking idiots. Because you're going to suffer when you do. You're going to pay a price. Not everybody wants to stick it to Trump and stick it to Republicans on the internet. Some of you you're online too goddamn much. All you think about is sticking it to me or sticking it to this fucking guy or whatever. Well, you're sticking it to yourself. That's who you're sticking it to. You're fucking yourself over. You're fucking us all over. Like you're immune from it. Absolutely fucking retarded. Yeah, what happened to tariffs? Well, everything's going to fall apart because of the tariffs. Yeah, Epstein. They thought everybody was just going to say, well, fuck it. No, you have to have some proof. You got to prove it. Like, well, Trump won't release it. Well, there could be a variety of reasons why he won't release it. Hell, they could be threatening to kill him if he does. That's totally plausible. So you need evidence. You need some proof that he did something if you want people to believe that. Because people can come up with all kinds of different possibilities for why. And all of them are plausible. He could certainly be part of it. He could be getting threatened. That's powerful people on that list. You think they're not going to threaten to kill some bitch? Come on now. So to make that stick to Trump, you have to have real evidence against him, and you don't. You just don't. All the evidence we have points to Trump not having nothing to do with like fucking kids or anything. That's where all the evidence points to. The fact that he worked with the FBI back in the day, like he basically ratted on Epstein. Like he told him, he cooperated when they came asking questions, and they said the lawyer for the victims said he was very cooperative and gave them so much information and helped them out. So it's just that's not going to stick. That's what I told you guys when y'all was freaking out a couple months ago. Say, it's the end of Trump. No, to end Trump, you got to have some serious shit. If you ain't figured that out yet, you're a retard. Stop thinking you're going to end Trump with some hearsay. That's not going to work. You need a real smoking gun. That's what you need. Hearsay is not going to... You've used hearsay too much. You've lied too goddamn much with the hearsay. So nobody believes that shit. When you say something about Trump, people say, well, where'd you hear that from? Well, it came from this. Okay, well, what was the source of that? Well, it's anonymous source. Okay, well, I can't trust that. Come on. These people have made up. They just make shit up about Trump. That's been proven. You got to remember who you're talking to. I used to tell Junie this all the time. I'm like, you're talking to me. So show me the respect and talk to me like who I am. Stop with this bullshit. Like, you're wasting our time trying to throw these weak ass lies at me. You know I know they're bullshit. Stop. Why are you doing that? Are you that stupid? You think you're that damn good that you're gonna fucking just the dumbest shit. Junie be in a conversation like, well, Donald Trump said there were fine people. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? That's insane behavior. Insane behavior. You're talking to some guy, you know that he's heard that 1,000 times. He's had to debate that very point 1,000 times. Why are you bringing that up? Why do you think that's going to go your way? Fascinating behavior. And then you'll have a whole conversation and you'll prove him wrong, make him look stupid. And then a week later, want to have the same conversation again. Pretend like it didn't even take place. Like, I'm just like, is something wrong with this guy's brain? Like, what is this? People want to have the same argument over and over and over. It's the same argument. Nothing new is going to be said by either side. Let's just agree to disagree. And keep having the same fucking argument over and over and over. Bring up the same lies. How many times I got to debunk this lie right to your face? How many times before you drop this lie? And then my favorite thing, they say, well, you just don't believe it. I mean, you just don't believe. No, I don't believe it because it's bullshit. You just brainwashed by Trump. You don't believe it because Trump told you it's fake. No. Now, and the funny part about somebody saying that to you is we just had a 20-minute conversation about this topic, and I didn't bring up Trump one time. I never said, well, Trump said it was, but I never even said that. I went step by step and debunked it, and now you're telling me I just did that because Trump told me. It's just so retarded. Retarded. Like, people didn't turn on liberalism because of Donald Trump. People didn't start thinking this trans and this gay shit went too far because of Donald Trump. No, they looked around and said, this is getting crazy. Like, the drag queens are in the schools reading books to the kids. It's like, what's going on? How did we get here? Wait a minute. Now, what did that have to do with Donald Trump? Donald Trump didn't make you send the drag queens to the school. Donald Trump didn't make you do that. Donald Trump didn't make you let the boys in the girls' bathroom in the high school. He didn't let Donald Trump have nothing to do with that. You did that. And then when somebody brings it up that's fucking weird and they don't like that shit, then you're like, well, Donald Trump brainwashed you. Like, what? The fuck does this got to do with Donald Trump? If Donald Trump wasn't even a thing, I'd still think this was weird. Even when Trump's gone, it won't stop, though. They'll come up with a new thing that you'll be brainwashed by. Oh, now you're brainwashed by J.D. Vance or some shit. No, maybe you're brainwashed. I'm not defending drag queens at the school. That's you. My reaction to it is a very normal reaction. It's like, what is going on? What is this? Your reaction is like you're clapping and excited. Like, you're the weird guy. Something weird. They love lying, though. It's like that J.D. Vance fuck the couch thing, completely made up. I remember when that first was going around, and I was trying to figure out, is that real or not? And then I figured out it's all fake. That's completely fake. I seen like a picture of the book. It was in the book, and I was like, well, maybe it's true. And then I found out that was just fake. Somebody had made a fake page. It's a completely made up lie. JD Vance never talked about fucking a couch. They just made that up. And they made some gay little meme the other day, like Colbert. And I'm like, this is all these people got. All they have is made up shit. They have nothing real to attack with. And this is why they need censorship so bad. They need control over the media and social media, because without it, it's not going to work. If all you have is lies, you got to have censorship too to go along with the lies. You can't have people going, hey, this is bullshit. You can't have the comment section full of people going, hey, this is some bullshit. Because people are going to go to the comments and they're going to see, everybody says this is fake. This never happened. Well, if the whole entire comment section saying that, must not be real then, I guess. Is everybody lying? Is the entire comment section in on the lie? Like, if they're all protecting the honor of JD Vance? No, I don't think so. I think people are sick of getting fucking lied to. I think people are sick of fake bullshit. All this AI and all this fake. I think people are so people want to say, hey, this is fake. That's why the comments is full of it. People want to, like, put a liar in their fucking place. The Democrats are a laughing stock. They are just getting bullied. They get on social media and tell some lie, and the comment section is just full of people clowning them. They've completely lost control. 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you would have never seen people in the comment section just calling these people the N-word. Not even black people. They're not even black. Just some white liberal. Comment section full of, like, just racist memes and shit. They've completely lost control. And that stuff doesn't even shock me and doesn't even bother me, because that's how the internet was when I was growing up. You'd see shit like that. Who cares? You'd see all kinds of crazy shit on the internet. It was uncensored. It was just, and that's why you wanted to get on the internet, because there was no censorship. So you could watch things and it wasn't full of censor. Guy wasn't being told what to say, all this shit, like on the TV. That's why people come to the internet, for the freedom of it. People don't want to be treated like little kids. Enough of the little kid shit. Liberals love that, though, because they are little kids. Nobody's coming into my house with my out the fourth. Oh, please. Please shut up. Nobody want to come in your fucking house anyway, you nerd. What are you going to do about it anyway? If they did, you wouldn't do anything about it anyway. Quit acting tough. You ain't tough. Nobody coming in my house. Yeah, I bet if they showed up, you let them run in. Nobody cares about faggot Antifa. They're all getting arrested. They're been designated as terrorists. Stephen Miller's going to lock all them nerds up. And rightfully so. We've been watching them on this stream act a fool for fucking years. Clean up these. It's all communism is what it is. These people are such pussies. Like, they are. Say what you want about right-wing people. Say what you want about these Nazi motherfuckers, but they own being a Nazi. If you call them one, they don't fucking get all bent out of shape about it. You call these people communists, they're like, I'm not a communist. Well, you sure sound like a communist. It's weird. Every time I go watch a documentary about communism and then I go listen to you sound just like them people in that documentary. Weird. And how come all the people from communist countries that come to America and escape those places, how come they tell us that you are a communist and we shouldn't vote for you? I'm going to listen to them people, because they came from communism. So when they're like, hey, this dude is a communist, they know what a communist is. They lived through it. So they probably got fooled by it too. And they had to learn the hard way. And so they come here. You got to listen to them people. Listen to people that learn the hard way. Like, if you was thinking of trying a drug, you heard about some drug you were thinking about trying. But then you got on YouTube and some guy was like, "I fucking," and he told some horror story about the drug. You should just listen to that guy and not do it. 'Cause holy shit. I know people want to learn the hard way themselves, I guess. And find out themselves. Yes, we have too many foreigners in this country. It's out of 50, it was 50 something million on visas. And then like what, 20, 30 million illegals, I think? I mean, come on, man. At what point do you just go, wait a minute? And you got American citizens crying about the cost of living and their wages. You got all these things. Why are you going to bring more people in? Because they want these people they want to use these illegal workers. Because they ain't going to cry like you about the job. All the Americans are making TikToks every day in their car, having a nervous breakdown because they got to go to work. The illegals not doing that. So that's, Vivek Ramaswamy got a lot of heat for that tweet he made, but there was a lot of truth in that tweet he made. That we're kind of soft. I mean, I'm not, but you people are soft when it comes to work. You think you're supposed to be able to go to work and just fuck off the whole night. No, that's not how it works. And so, of course, they want to replace you with these people that'll work for less money and work harder than you, of course. That don't mean we should vote to let it happen, though. And the people that want to vote for this are the ones that don't want to work. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. These are the people that actually don't want to work, and they definitely don't want to work for the wage they get. Like, they want to make more money. But they want to bring in these foreigners who are going to drive their wages down. It's the strangest shit. It's because they have no sense whatsoever. It's because they're children. I mean, they're just children. A grown man knows when he gets to work and clocks in, he's there to work. He ain't there to fuck. Ain't nobody paying you to fuck off. Yeah, you're going to have to go work. You're going to probably break a sweat. Oh, man. Welcome to work. People don't want to work. That's why when people see me work, they're like, damn, you're fast. It's like, it's not that I'm fast. It's like, I'm actually working. I'm from the old school. I'm from a different time. Oh my God, I'm glad you brought up Greta Thunberg. I don't know if you've heard that new Tim Dillon show, but oh my God. Has anybody listened to that yet? The new Tim Dillon? Dude, he was talking about Greta Thunberg. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, go listen to that shit. You'll die laughing, I swear to God. He was like, if Israel firebombs that fucking Fatilla, I'll shill for him on my channel. He said, I will become the biggest Israeli shill. But they have to blow her boat. How he gets away with saying this, I don't even know. He said, he goes, they should just kill her. I'm like, Jesus, man. How do you get away with saying this? He be saying shit sometimes just like, Jesus, man, damn. They're not banning you? I guess when you bring money in, you get views, it's hard to ban it. It's hard to be like, let's get this guy making us all this money out of here. Also, if certain people, if you ban them, they're going to go to other sites, and that's going to help the other site. That was the thing about Rogan, where they all wanted to ban Rogan. But, okay, let's say you ban Rogan off YouTube. Well, Rogan might go to Rumble. He might say, fuck you, and go to Rumble. And then Rumble's got Joe Rogan. And that's going to bring people. People's going to sign up. They're going to hear about Rumble. So when you're doing all this banning, that's the risk you take. That's the only reason we have Rumble. That tells you whoever's running YouTube is a retard, because it ain't a businessman, because a businessman would never do that. The censorship created competition for them. They created all these alternative sites. If YouTube wouldn't have went crazy with censorship, Rumble wouldn't even fucking exist. Nobody would be using Rumble. Come on now. Eventually, though, a businessman will take over. That's the thing about business. Eventually, you're losing so much money. Eventually, someone's going to step in, because the shareholders are going to get pissed. Of course, YouTube's owned by Google, so I mean, they have so much money, they probably don't even care. It's probably more about like controlling the narrative for them. It's more about power for them than the money. I think they proved that when they were just, because remember, people used to make a killing on YouTube. Everybody was uploading, and then so they had to be making a lot of money too, because they're only giving you a percentage of that. That check they send you, they keep most of that money you made. So they was making all kinds of money. And for some reason, they said, no, we would rather destabilize society. Crazy. I don't want to make money. I want to destabilize society. Crazy business tactic. Not sustainable, though. It's like the Disney shit, the Marvel shit. They about ran that into the ground. And what do they have to do? Got to bring Robert Downey Jr. back. They had to bring the X-Men from the 90s. They're like, oh, fuck, we fucked up. I mean, they're making these gay movies like Captain Marvel and all these fucking people that nobody's ever heard of. Nobody even cares about them. And they can't even make a Blade movie. They got characters that people want to see, and instead of making those movies, they're like, we need to make new characters. We need to get these newer characters built up. Why? You ain't even done nothing over here with these people that the people want to see. These people, they're begging for it. Who runs? It's insanity. I don't remember. Things weren't like this when I was growing up. They weren't fucking. Remember all this stupid gay ass fucking business decisions. None of it makes any sense. It's like they don't even know what they got. That's how dumb they are. How hard would it be to take the guy that made John Wick, directed John Wick, and say, here's Blade, make a Blade movie? What's so hard about this? They're like, we don't want $1 billion. Let's make the Marvels, man. Who saw that? 3 characters nobody cares about at all. And one of them, the actress, is a fucking insufferable bitch. So it's not like she's like, got a great personality and you're like, I want to go see the movie. Hell, she seems nice. You see the movie out of pity because she's so nice. No. See, that's the only way that's going to work. If Sydney Sweeney would have been Captain Marvel would be huge right now. Because people would say, yeah, I'm not that into Captain Marvel, but I like Sydney Sweeney and she looked good in the suit. So, but you have an insufferable bitch. It's just like Snow White, that other insufferable bitch. Do not be an insufferable bitch. That's the worst thing you could be as a person is insufferable. Parr is a perfect example of an insufferable person. Like if Parr jumps into any conversation, he just makes it worse. He just says the dumbest shit. He's a buzzkill. Like if everybody was partying at a party, having a good time, he would say, he'd be the guy that would say, hey, let's not drink too much. And then he would start saying, you might become an alcoholic, and he's just like, what the fuck's this guy talking about? He's insufferable. Don't be insufferable. When people see you, they go, "Oh God, not this son of a bitch." It's just like when you're at work and you're slacking off. Then everyone's like, "Oh God, I got to work with this guy," which means I got to do his work too because he ain't gonna do nothing. Nobody wants that. Some people are insufferable at work and they don't do nothing. Double whammy. Parr was making fun of my sleep schedule. I don't know how he expects my sleep schedule to be when I work third shift. I guess I'm supposed to get up at 7. I guess I'm supposed to come home at 6, get off at 6, sleep for 30 minutes, and then wake up at 7 a.m. What the fuck? No thanks, guy. Parr left the Discord. He cried like a baby. What a baby. What a little girl. Sweet little girl. He wants to be Ricky's little girl. It's a strange man. Wait till the AI takes his job. He'll panic. Judy blocked me. So I don't know. Who knows what he's up to? Just another insane liberal lost his damn mind. He's probably crying about Trump somewhere. Stand for this. That's what he'd probably be saying. How can you stand for this? Nobody's coming in my house without a warrant. All right, tough guy, we get it. I bet you ran out and got vaccinated as soon as fucking they told you to, didn't you? Big tough guy. The government doesn't tell me what to do. I'll defend my house, but I won't defend my own body. Yeah, I really buy that tough guy act. You motherfuckers, mask. You took that mask off for me a long time ago. Go bullshit somebody else. That tough guy act. You motherfuckers didn't stand up to the government when the government was forcing you to put something in your body. But you're going to do something about them coming in your house looking for illegals? Yeah, right. Yeah, fucking right. You let them right in. What do you got, illegals in the attic? I bet there's a lot of people out there that got illegals in there. They love cosplaying Nazi Germany. I like to pretend. I'm not just playing pretend. I mean, I'm going all the way. I got the illegals in my house, like some Jews in the attic. I have more respect for you if you actually had a couple of illegals in the attic, because at least you believe it. You believe that shit. If you don't have illegals in your attic, I mean, come on. Then you must not believe they're in danger. You're telling me that Donald Trump is taking the illegal aliens and dropping them into the Atlantic Ocean, and you ain't putting a couple of them in your attic? Now, does that make any sense? You a piece of shit if you ain't putting them in your attic. God, I wish I could argue with somebody that believed that. So I could say, well, how many illegals you got living in your house? I don't got any. What? Well, that's fucking weird. You don't care? You don't care about them? They're getting dropped in the ocean. You don't care. Because how can you believe that, but you're not willing to let some of them stay in your house? You really believe they're getting murdered? That's how we know none of you all actually believe that shit, because you're not even acting like it, really. Say what you want about the lunatic woman that tried to shoot the ICE agent, but she ain't talking out of her ass. She really brainwashed, bro. She believed that shit. She went down there with a gun and tried to do something about it. That's crazy. And the media is solely responsible for that. The rhetoric, the Democratic Party and the media, that rhetoric that they put out there. It caused a woman to like run and try to kill the ICE agent. That's crazy. I'll be back. God, this pulled an entire blunt out of my grinder. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's a miracle. Imagine getting brainwashed by the Democratic Party into getting shot by ICE agents. It's crazy. What are they supposed to do, though? The police are supposed to be there. See, this is what Trump is talking about. This is why he's talking about sending the National Guard in. Because it's like, well, in like Washington, D.C., the police could not handle the situation. Like, it was out of control, and the police couldn't do nothing. So he sent National Guard in to assist the police. Well, in Chicago, they're not going to help at all. Like, they have made it clear they're not going to do nothing about the crime. They're not going to assist ICE. So you're going to need National Guard not only to assist ICE, but, I guess to fucking do police work. I mean, and whose fault is that? It's a liberal. It's a Democrat leadership they're telling you they're not going to do nothing about it. They're saying everything's fine. The crime is fine. It's already going down anyway. Well, if you live in Chicago, you know that's bullshit. So you're hearing all this stupid bullshit. I mean, how are these people going to win elections when they're lying to this level? You have to be really fucking stupid to vote for these people if you live in Chicago and they're just lying like this to you. Like, at what point are you, like, making a fool of yourself? Like, you look like a real fucking clown, dude, when you're going out and voting for Pritzker or Brandon Johnson. I think that's his name. These people are lying right to your face about the crime. Now, you live there, you know better, and then you're going to reward them with your vote. You're stupid. So how can I not call you stupid? What word am I supposed to use for you? You're retarded. I think a stronger word, retard, is a word for you. Liberals have no right to talk down to anybody. They're dumb as fuck. That's why I've been telling Parr for years. You're supposed to be you got all this money, you're so smart. Parr is not smart. Parr is a guy that had a successful father who, made sure that Parr studied hard and, did what he was supposed to do, or he beat his ass, right? And Parr was put on a path of success by Daddy. Parr didn't get to where he is because he's some genius. That's where he is because his daddy wasn't going to put up with no bullshit. And that's just the way it is. But when Daddy got you everything you have, I mean, come on. You talking down to others. if you was intelligent, you could win an argument. Especially when you're the one that wants to have the argument and you pick the topic. Then if you were so goddamn intelligent, number one, you wouldn't pick a topic that you don't know nothing about. And number two, you'd be able to debate that topic like an intelligent person. And you certainly wouldn't lose to an idiot like me. I mean, come on. Jesus Christ. Come on now. And it's not that I'm smarter than you. I know the topics better than you. And I know how you argue, and I know how your mind works. I know these people like back of my hand. I argue just like them, so they don't like that. The best way to argue with a liberal is the way they argue. And if you know how they argue and you can do it right back to them, it's so fun. They get so fucking pissed off, too. It's like when you say, well, if they give you a source and you go, I don't trust that source, they get all bent out of shape about it. Well, if you show them Fox News, that's what they say. They go, nah, not Fox News. Okay, well, then I can do the same. If I don't like your source, I can just go, nah, not a reliable source to me. Simple. I haven't heard about PlayStation Audit for fucking like over a week. Duckhead gave me a Call of Duty beta code. I think it's already over. I don't really have no desire to play it. I ain't even downloaded it. How long is this beta? Probably should try it once, you know. I've been watching YouTube videos about like Navy SEALs and shit, and fucking cartels, people fighting the cartels, all kinds of shit, crazy shit. I watched this video the other night. I put it in the Discord of some guy like fought the cartel. They came to his ranch and they were like, they wanted his ranch, and he was like, you just want this ranch, you can run drugs and shit from this ranch. And he was like, they were like, look, you can get out of here, you can give this ranch up, or if we have to come back, we'll take it. We'll just come back and take it. And he said, come and take it. And then he fought them. He fought these motherfuckers for like 4 hours by himself. Like a bunch of cartel gang members came. And he held them off for 4 hours. And then died in the bathroom, bled out and died in the bathroom. And the way he fought them is like, you ever seen The Patriot, Mel Gibson? Remember in The Patriot where he has the guns? He has all these guns, right? Because it's like a one shot, right? It's back in the day where it's like one bullet per gun, and you got to reload the gun. It takes a while. So he had a bunch of guns leaned up against different trees, and he was running to each gun, shooting these guys. Well, this is what this guy did when he fought the cartel. Like, he had guns at different windows, and he was switching between the guns, shooting these motherfuckers. And he was just a hunter, dude. That's all he was. He's just a guy that hunted and shit. And he was just a real good shot. He wasn't no soldier. That's what I'm saying. Like, people have been saying, like, when Trump was talking about using our military to fight these drug cartels, they were like, well, I seen all these people going to they don't know what they're getting into with these cartels. It's like, you don't know what are you insane? You think the drug cartels are going to fight the special forces? Are you fucking nuts? You think they're going to fight the United States military? and all the different groups in that. You got Navy SEALs. You got all kinds of different motherfuckers. They got motherfuckers in the military. Like one guy can fight like a bunch of guys. That's how insane these people are. I've been watching videos about it. It'd be like one guy take on like 20 guys. But he's so skilled. He's so highly trained. He's a killing machine. And he's fighting just a bunch of gangbangers. And those gangbangers, yeah, they're scary, right? To a normal person. But to a trained killer? To a trained killer, that's like going... To him, that's like you and me fighting them. To them, it ain't nothing, some gangbanger. Because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to shoot properly. They don't know nothing. I don't give a fuck about the government being shut down. The government's too big and it needs to be reduced, and a lot of people need to go back to the private sector. Our government's too big. It's too involved in too many aspects of our life. I mean, look how bad the state governments are. They can't even get the crime under control. Go find that video of that guy in Seattle. I think he's the mayor. He's running for the mayor. I think he might be the mayor right now. He said a guy that gets caught stealing 6 or 7 times, he's like, I don't want to put that guy in jail. Like, what? Who votes for this? It's crazy. When you hear a guy say that, you think that would be like the end of his political career. But no. And then I was reading the comments and people was talking about how he's the moderate. There's people running against him that are way more extreme. Like, oh, shit. So in Seattle, the moderate is out of his fucking mind. Time to reduce the size of that government. No, don't do it. Don't fire the bureaucrats. No, not the bureaucrats. No, not the bureaucrats. Oh, God, bureaucracy, no. Like, what? Gives a fuck about the bureaucrats, bro. You know, it sucks people lose their job, but, you know, sometimes people need to lose their job. Sometimes there's too many people. And they're doing jobs they don't need to be doing anyway. And they need to go do something else more productive to society. We're like 1.5 million federal workers or something. Like, what? What the hell do they do? That's a lot of motherfuckers. What are they doing? A lot of people in these offices are not doing anything. That's why they like the remote work, so they can sit at home and not do nothing. And I get it. I get it. You're sitting at home, you're not doing nothing. Hey, I don't blame you. But just like the jig, at some point, the jig is up. You know what I mean? I don't blame you for getting away with stuff. You know what I mean? I don't blame you for... You figure out you don't have to do nothing and they'll still give you a paycheck and nobody's going to check on you and you're just going to exploit that. Hey, I don't blame you. But please understand that there will come a time where the jig will be up, where they will figure it out, and you'll be fired. And you need to be comfortable with that. And if you're comfortable with that, do what you want. But when it comes time that the jig is up, don't cry victim. Come on now. Especially if you've got away with it. Like when I worked at Food Line, we had a store manager. And I'm telling you this, I swear to God. He took a year off work. He didn't come in and work. We never saw him. and he was always playing Call of Duty. And the reason I know this is because on my days off, he'd be on Call of Duty during the day. And I had people that worked there, and on their days off, when I would be there, he'd be on Call of Duty all day. And you'd go look at the schedule, and he's supposed to be there, and he's not there. Well, that went on for a year. For a year, he made his salary because he's on salary, and he got paid to sit at home and play games. It's a true story. But then one day, the district manager came in to the store looking for him. Hey, where's he at? And they would tell people he's at another store. Well, that lie's not going to work with the district manager, because the district manager knows he's not supposed to be at another store, and the district manager is going to call that other store and say, hey, where's he at? Oh, he's not there. So the jig was up, and he got fired. That's just the way it is. Don't cry about it. Don't cry because you did some shit you knew you wasn't supposed to be doing, and you got away with it for a while, and now the jig is up. It's like these people. I've been in the country illegally for 30 years. No, I didn't snitch on the guy. I'd tell you if I did. I don't give a shit. But you've been in this country for 30 years illegally, and then they deport you. Hey, man, jig's up. It is what it is, man. When you try to do things like that, eventually you end up losing. When you try to take the easy way, when you try to steal stuff or whatever you do, you end up getting caught. That's the end of that. That's the end of that. Trust me, if I snitched on the guy, I'd tell you. I wouldn't. I mean, have you ever watched his stream? Are you retarded? Why wouldn't I tell you that? I mean, that's like 15 years ago. Why would I even care at this point? We always thought about it, but we never did. Because the thing is, it's like, it's nice that he's not there. You know what I mean? Like, one less manager. Who gives a shit? Why would I care? I'm not a manager. What I want another manager to be there all day. So we didn't really give it. Whatever. I played a game with him. We did confront the assistant manager one time. It was his best friend with me, and Big HD was like, we were like, where's he at? And he's like, oh, he's at other stores. And Big HD was like, nah, he's not. We know he's at home on COD. And then the guy's like, what am I supposed to do? You're not going to do nothing. That's your best friend. They're going to rat your best friend out. I get it. That's why you get the position. You put your best friend as the assistant, and you sit home all day, and he covers for you, and that's why you put him there. And he don't want to lose his spot. And he's got plausible deniability when it's all called. He can just say, well, he told me he was at other stores. And he's getting fired anyway, so why is he going to take you with him? He's just going to say, nah, he didn't know nothing about it. He's going to lie for you. And then I'm pretty sure that guy became the store manager of that one dude. I think so. And that dude got into it, though, when I left, because I was like, you fucking... I called him a clown. I texted him like a couple weeks after I quit and called him a clown over something. Oh, a buddy of mine, he was going to give him my position, and he gave it to somebody else, and I texted him. I was like, you're such a clown. Such a lying-ass clown. He was like, don't text me again. Ain't heard from him since. Could be dead for all I know. People die. I used to work with this girl Food Line, and then Big HD called me one day and said she died. I was like, that's crazy. He's that guy we used to play with Fortnite all the time. And then one day Big HD called me. He's like, hey, he died. Remember that guy? I'm like, yeah. He's like, he died. I'm like, damn. That's crazy. Then you see his wife on Facebook. She's like, still. You see these women on Facebook, like, their husband's dying. They're still on there. A year later, they're like fucking still upset about it. And then some women are just moved. They got a new man. They just move right along. It's like some dude Owen Benjamin was arguing with. I don't even know who this guy is, but he was arguing with this guy. And they were having this argument, and they were playing all these videos of this guy. It was so fucking weird, this guy. So his wife has cancer, right? And then his wife dies. He's like a decently big YouTuber. He's got a couple 100,000 subs or whatever. And his wife dies from cancer, right? And this is all documented. Like, the viewers know his wife's got cancer and she's dying and all this. And then she dies. And then, like, I think it was like a week later or days later, he was on Tinder trying to meet somebody. And he was making videos on his channel talking about how he wanted to meet someone. And this was like days after she died. This wasn't like weeks or months. I swear to God, this was like days later. I was watching this. I was like, holy shit, I don't know who this guy is. I'm like, this is nuts. And they had all these videos, playing all these videos of this guy talking about wanting to fuck other women. He's like, I only want 10s. That's what he said. He's like, I only want a 10. So if you're not a 10, don't message me. And his wife died like a week ago. It's insane. Once again, nobody has any sense. Who does that? Where's the sense in that? Let me make a fool of myself. Let me make myself look like the biggest piece of shit walking the earth. My wife, now I'm making videos. All my viewers know my wife's dying of cancer. Okay? She dies of cancer. And then I start making videos days later talking about I want a 10. I want a new woman. I want to get me some pussy. And he's like flying around the world trying to meet. It's just insane, bro. I can't remember his name, but if you can find this, this is insane. It's worth watching. You'll be like, what in the world? This would be a great like Netflix documentary on this guy. And then like Owen Benjamin's like fucking with him, like kind of accusing him of killing his wife, and he's fucking losing it. He's like, I killed my wife. He's like, I don't know, man. She dies, and then you're fucking trying to days later on Tinder. I don't know. That is insane. The funeral hasn't even happened. You're on Tinder. That is insane. He was probably on Tinder while she was dying, though. Like, he was probably on there, like, he was probably like, okay, she ain't got long, so I'm going to start looking. And that way, when she dies, I'll have something lined up the week of. That's insane. And he had kids, too. So you got kids, and their mother just died, and then you're on the internet like, I need a 10. I need a woman. And he's in this debate, and he's defending himself. He's like, I was lonely. It's like, brother, she died 4 days ago, brother. I swear to God, one of the things they had evidence that he was posting shit like that 4 days after she died. Like, what? Are you insane, guy? And then wonder why people giving you shit. Wonder why people are like, hey, that's kind of weird, man. What the fuck wrong with you? And then he left the internet. I don't know if he's came back, but he said, I need some time away. Yeah, you need some time away from the internet. That's crazy. I mean, what do the kids think? It's actually crazy to have a bunch of kids and have a wife dying of cancer and be worried about some YouTuber anyway. It's crazy that your wife dies and you got your children and you're like you're arguing with some guy over a webcam about something. I mean, shouldn't you log the fuck off for a while and just deal with your kids and all this trauma? I'm not saying you can't go get you some pussy down the road, but my God, the first fucking week, man, shit. The body's not even buried, and you're trying to bury your cock in someone else. It's actually one of the craziest things I've ever heard. And they had all the evidence. I'm telling you, they had all the evidence. Him on video admitting to all this. That's insane. Uploading it to fucking YouTube and shit. Like, what are you? Why? Why are you telling people this? Why are you making a video? Hey, my wife died a couple of days ago. I'm just looking for some pussy, man. Why would you upload that? Let's say you wanted to go get some pussy. Just do it. Don't tell everybody on the channel. People are going to unsub. That's something you unsub over. Like, who the what? This guy's fucking weird. I got to get out of here. Can't be watching this guy. Every time I see this guy, I'm just going to think about his wife died of cancer, and a couple days later, he was trying to get some pussy. His children are like crying and shit. Like, shouldn't you be with your children? Shouldn't you be with the children after mama dies? Their mom dies, and you... How do you have time for some pussy? Should be with the children. Where are the children? While you're out trying to get some pussy. Like, where are the children? Who has the children? Are you like giving your children to somebody else and you're like, I just need some time, I can't handle it? How much of a pussy do you look? Holy shit, what a giant pussy. I can't be there for my children to comfort them after their mother died. I gotta go get some pussy. I can't take it. Nah, he's ecstatic that his wife died. That's the fucked up part. He's happy about it because now he can go get laid. How evil. That's your husband. That's what you're married to. And you're looking down from heaven. You're looking down at it. You're seeing it. You're like, oh my God. There's my husband. What the fuck is wrong with my husband? You better hope there's not an afterlife. You better hope you don't got to go see that wife. Imagine that wife in the afterlife waiting for you. As soon as you die, you wake up, she's standing right there. You open your eyes, and you're like, what the fuck? And there she is. And God's there too. God and your wife are standing there. And they got a lot of questions. That's crazy. The wife dying of cancer. You're on Tinder. Because if your wife dies and days later you're like trying to get some pussy, you've been thinking about that for a while. You've been like, hey, I'm gonna get some new pussy. That's what I'm gonna get. And then she finally, but you're probably like, well, I'm not gonna do it while she's here dying of cancer. That's not right. I'm not doing that. But maybe you like look on Tinder, you're like looking, but you're like, no, I'm not gonna meet anybody because that's not right. But then she dies, and then you're just like, fuck, oh my God. And that's why a few days later you're out there. You're getting it because you're like, fuck, I've been waiting. It's demonic. It's sick. Imagine being that poor woman. Imagine being eager for your wife to die so you can go get some pussy. It's insane. This world is insane. That's why Jesse Lee Peterson's right. Expect nothing from nobody. Just expect nothing. Don't expect them to do the right thing. They're probably going to do the wrong thing. Don't expect anything. And then you ain't disappointed. Because you didn't expect anything to begin with. You didn't have no expectations. And the world is full of evil-ass people, so just Shouldn't be shocked when they do some evil shit to you. Shouldn't even surprise you. It shouldn't bother you because it shouldn't shock you at all. You should just be like, oh yeah, that's how people are. Especially when you get my age, you've been betrayed by so many people. Hell, fuck. What would be another one? I would just go, oh, well, that's how people are. You think you know someone. That's what I would say. That's it. You don't. Well, I'm about to go to bed. The chat has calmed down. Matt Murdock is. He went to watch porn, I guess. I don't know what he's doing. That's the thing about Jackal Goldkick. Like, he should have just leaned into the porn. Like, if you're jerking off for 8 hours, okay, you got two choices, okay? If you're jerking off for 8 hours, you got this porn addiction, you're on there 8 hours a day, looking at the porn, all this. You got two choices, okay? Either you get very disciplined, you get off the internet completely, just get away from the internet because it's bad for you. You can't help yourself. Or you lean in, you become the porn guy. You got the YouTube channel, you're reviewing the porn, you're breaking porn down. Maybe you got to put that channel on Pornhub and you review porno. And you get in depth with it. You're like talking about the girl. You're like, look at this right here. And if you notice this, you could have went down that path. Then when you're jerking off for 8 hours, you can say, I'm just doing research for my channel. People say, damn, you watch porn for 8 hours? You're like, well, I review porn. That's how I make a living. That's my career. And people would say, oh, that's weird. But yeah, I guess if you make a lot of money doing it. I guess there's worse jobs to have than looking at titties and pussies all day. Do you branch out though? Do you start you start reviewing normal porn, then you're reviewing, then you start reviewing gay porn, transgender porn, cartoon porn? Like, how far do you go? No, I was thinking about Jackal Goldkick the other day. Like, he should have. Like, he's talking about, like, he's reviewing like a bottle of water and it's stupid. He should review different like lubrications you can jerk off with, like, you know what I mean? Because then you would say, well, he knows what he's talking about. He jerks off for 8 hours a day. So I bet whatever lube he recommends to jerk off with, that's what you use. Or the different lotion or things he uses. And he could review it for you. I'd watch it because I know he's an expert. Because he's told the stories of his addiction and all his stuff. So you know you're dealing with an expert. And I want an expert opinion on everybody drinks water. I don't know fucking, you know what I mean? Everybody drinks fucking water. I'm gonna make a water review. The fuck? Start reviewing like lotions and lubrications. Go buy some sex toys and review them. Maybe start you an OnlyFans. Maybe get some of these freaks to sub to it. They can watch you try it out. You know what I mean? Think big. Think big. Take this idea and think big. Who knows where this idea could end? I'm not subbing to it, but I bet you some motherfuckers would. Some weird motherfuckers would sub to it. You gotta go low price though. Go low price with it, like $1 or something. And you get some people might spend $1. Some of these weirdo trolls spend $1 to see it, so they can screenshot it and post it everywhere. And go, look at Jackal Goldkick. What the hell's he doing? What's going on in this OnlyFans? I heard he doesn't have a job. Somebody came in here and said he don't have a job. I think it's a free country. You should be able to review sex toys. I'm not saying whip your dick out. You know, this needs to be tasteful reviews. Reviews that can go on YouTube. Then again, I mean, you kind of need it on porn. I mean, if you're going to review porn, you kind of need to show what you're looking at here. Like imagine you're Jackal Gold Kick. You're breaking down the best videos to jerk off to. That's one series you got. Every week, your video of the week. I got the video of the week. And he gets on there and he's like, I busted 17 nuts to this video right here in a single day. I couldn't get enough of this video. And when you see it, you're going to understand why. And then you talk about the actress. You know, you talk about the guy in the video, you know. You're like, this guy's got a huge dick. Like, porn's kind of gay. Porn has a gayness to it where it's like you're looking for some guy with a giant cock to fuck some hot girl. You don't want to see, there's some comedian had a joke about this. You don't want to see Tiny Tim, fucker. That's not what you're wanting to see. So you're looking for some big old cock. It's kind of gay. And while you're watching it, you're touching a cock. It might be your cock, but you're touching a cock. You're jerking off a cock. It's so gay. That's what T West just woke up to. Just the gayness of it all. The gayness of porn. Jackal Gold Kick's porno review. Jackal Gold Kick's video of the week. Video of the year. Video of the month. That's 3 videos right there. That's 2 videos. That's 5 videos a month. And then you have the end of the year Gold Kick Awards. You got to come up with a creative name for it. You got to lean into might as well lean into the addiction. You might as well go all in. Then, like I said, you're jerking off for 8 hours a day, but you're doing research for the channel. And the bigger the channel gets, the more you can justify jerking off 8 hours a day. It's like, I'm running my shit. I got a business here. I make a lot of money reviewing this shit. People count on me to find the best video, the best content. There's so many possibilities with this. It's better than reviewing a bottle of water. You got to do what you're interested in, and he's clearly interested in porno. He's interested in jacking off 8 hours a day. That's intense. That's a full-time job. He's got a full-time jerking off, watching porn job, 8 hours a day. Why not make it your job? Why not go put the whole channel around it? Yeah, I'm talking to myself. You got me, brother. You got me, brother. That comment's so goddamn dumb, you gotta get banned over making a dumb comment like that. I'm just talking to myself. Nobody listens to this. Hundreds of people don't listen to this. You got me. You got me, man. Clearly not. Because he's jerking off 8 hours a day. Dick must be hard. I did ban him. Mountain bike addict. A retard. He was pretending I'm just talking to myself. Nobody's watching this. Nobody's listening to this. This won't get 500-600 views after the fact. No. The golden kick. Imagine him in like a tuxedo at the end of the year, like doing his own little award show. Best sex toy, best video. Gotta have all kinds of categories. And he's in like a tuxedo. He's hosting it. I'd watch it. I mean, you've already made the video telling everybody the story of the addiction and the 8 hours and all that. So you have an expertise. People know when you talk about porn or something, it's serious. It's it's a serious thing. So if you're talking about it, like if Jackal Goldkick was like, you gotta see this. If he made a video and he was like, I'm telling you, you gotta see this, I'd have to go look at it. If he's like, you gotta see this chick. I was watching this for six fucking straight hours. I was watching this chick. I probably seen everything she did. I'd be like, who is this chick? Because he's an expert in the field. Nobody jacks off more than Goldkick. I think he's jerking off to like furries or something. We don't want that Goldkick. We don't want the furries Goldkick. Maybe you can have Furry Friday where you can talk about that once a week, but the rest of the week, maybe leave that for members only. The freaks can pay an extra $5 to enjoy Furry Fridays. The best furry. Like, just quit your job and I'll manage this channel. I'll run this channel. I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to be a fucking degenerate weirdo running it. But you can do this. You already jumped into it. You've already told the story. Might as well go all in. I'll let you have Furry Fridays. We'll put it behind the paywall. We don't want people to see that. We'll tuck that away. Because there are some freaks. There are some weird freaks. We can get their money. We might as well take their money. But we'll put them over in the corner. The freak, get your weirdo ass over in that corner on Fridays. Rest of the week, we're looking for mainstream shit. We're looking for the things that appeal to the masses. Big tits and ass, Goldkick. Big tits and ass. Not people dressed in furry costumes. That's not mainstream. Big tits and ass. A big old set of tits. Now that's mainstream. That appeals to the masses. A big old ass, Goldkick. That appeals to the world. Furry? That has some appeal to some, so we'll put it in the shadows. We'll take their money in the shadows. Nobody's interacting with you. You just did, dummy. You just did. You just did. I don't want you to interact with me. The fuck you think this is? I don't need you to interact with me. What is this, an interactive stream? What is this? What is this? This is not interactive. Even though you just interacted, I just interacted with you by throwing you into the void. I mean, it's early in the morning. People are waking up. They're realizing their life sucks. They hate their life. They got no girl. They hate their job. And so they come in here to pass the misery off to others. That's what it is. Nah, Goldkick's probably watching Pornhub. Like, we'll have Goldkick reviewing. We'll have him reviewing the AI sex bots. We'll have him reviewing the porno. We'll have him reviewing all kinds of shit. And you'll watch it. You'll go, this guy, because he'll be passionate about it. And you'll say, this guy's got some passion. This guy cares about this shit. And you'll be interested. You'll be like, damn, I have never heard somebody talk about porn like this. He'll talk about it in a way you've never heard before. You'll be like, I never even thought about it like that. We'll get him a VR goggles. He'll be in like a fucking... Oh my God, could you imagine if you gave... Imagine if you gave Gold Kick one of those VR goggles and you gave him one of those machines we saw. Remember we did a video on the machines that you stick your dick in the machine and then you put the goggles on and it like moves to the... Remember that shit? All the Asian guys are like... All them Asians are like building all this crazy sex shit because they're fucking... The people in Japan are not fucking each other. They're just fucking... It seems like everybody in the world stopped fucking and just started like fucking AIs and porn, and now they're making like... Because they're tired of using their hands, so they're making like fucking robots to jerk them off. It's insane. People just said fuck having sex. We'll just fuck a robot. And it's only going to get worse because the robots are going to get better and better and better and better and better. And eventually you'll fuck one. You'll say, well, fuck, why not? You'll look at it and go, well, fuck, why not? Why not? Right now it's too much. You know, it's just too much. It's like a big, you got to have like a big box and you got to sit, you know, you got a fucking whole contraption, fucking machine thing, you know. No. Nobody's buying that, having that in their house. How do you explain that? What is that? Is that like an end table? No. That's I fucked that. Ah. Well, shit. But if you have like a robot woman walking around your house and she's like cleaning and she's like fucking cooking things, and then it's like, and then you're like, yeah, fuck her too. And people will go, huh, that's something. That is something. And you'll go home from your friend's house and you'll go, damn, I might. She cleaned the house. She's cooking something. And she'll cook something. You'll eat it. You'll go, God damn, this shit's good. And then you'll think, that last thing he was talking about. He was like, yeah, fuck her. And you're like, damn. And he'll be like, hey, you customize it and get whatever you want. Get any type of woman you want. And by that point, women will be so cooked. They'll be so bad. It'll be so hard to find a decent woman you want to be with. You'll just be like, fuck it, just give me the robot woman. I'll just take that robot woman. Yeah, you got to worry about like her killing you, like going rogue, malfunctioning, like ripping your head off. But like at that point, you might not even care if she rips your head off. You know what I mean? You might just say, I don't have to go to work if she rips my head off. And Elon said it's rare. Yeah, it happened to one guy, but it was only one guy. It happened to one guy over the last, like, 5 years. Whatever. You're not going to buy the first one, but, you know, eventually you'll get it. Oh, yeah, they'll have robot men. Yeah, women will have the robot men. Future's going to be weird. It's already there. I mean, you already see it now. People's, like, dating the AIs. It's already happening that we have the AIs and people are in fucking relationships with these AIs. And they're having like phone sex with the AI. Now, eventually, and I think they even have things you can buy, put on your dick or put in your pussy. Like the vibrator can connect to the AI. I think they already have shit like that. So, eventually, it'll just be a full-blown robot. I mean, they already have sex dolls. Eventually, those sex dolls will have AI in them. I think that already exists, by the way. I think they already have sex dolls with AI in it. It's just not like a movie where she's like moving and you could still tell it's a fucking like doll. Eventually, you won't be able to tell. It'll be like fucking Westwood. And you'll be in there fucking her. And after you fuck it once, yeah, it'll be weird at first. But once you're in there fucking it, you'll just be like, well, hell. It'll feel like a real woman. It'll be insane. And you won't be going back to the women are done. But the women will have the robot men. And then people will be dating robots. It'll just be so weird. I'm glad I'm getting old. I'll be dead when all this shit. I'll be old. My dick won't even work anymore. I'll be like, nah, I don't want no damn robot. I won't even be horny no more. Won't even be a thought in my head. Y'all will be fucking robots. I'll just be like, this is disgusting. Because my dick don't work right. It's over. I don't get hard no more. And so I'll just be like, this is horrible. I'll probably be on like the side of the road with a sign, like screaming. Remember when I said, if you see me with a sign out there, things have got bad. One day you'll see me. You'll be like, whatever happened to him? And you'll be walking with your robot girlfriend and you'll see me. And I'll have my hair grown out, I'll look like a homeless bum, but you'll be like, wait a minute. You'll still know it's me, and then you'll say, Jesus Christ. And I'll be out there with a sign. I'll be ranting about how you have a robot girlfriend, you're a pussy, and you're ruining society, and you're destroying the human race is going to go extinct because you're fucking robots. Insane. Everybody's going to fuck their robot, though. Nobody's going to be immune. They're all going to fuck. You're going to try it once. Once you realize it's safe, you're probably not going to get killed by it. And you're going to have your friends telling you, man, I thought that robot's crazy. It's insane. Everyone's going to be talking about it's the greatest thing in the world. And you're going to be like, well, I'm going to try it out. And if you're like Gold Kick, you won't leave the house. You'll be in there with that robot all day. And you got to understand something. That robot, that's not like a real woman. Real woman, I mean, you got to give her a break at some point. Unless you're hung like Tiny Tim. I mean, goddamn. But a robot, this is going to be able to go for hours. Robot's not going to be crying about nothing. Robot's not going to say no to anything. These men are going to get lost in these robots, I'm telling you. The human race is over. It's over. Long term, we're done. The robot shit, I mean, you see it with the AI already. There are guys lost in this AI shit. They're talking to the AI all day, having sex with it. Once they put that in a robot, it's done. It's done. You're going to be like looking, you're going to go to work one day, people are just going to never show up anymore. You're going to be like, what happened? Where's that guy at? You know, people's going to go out in the woods with those robots. They're going to realize that they can have the robot like do things other than fuck it. So the robot can make a fire and it can hunt and it can do all kinds of shit. And you can hunt perhaps. So you just go live out in a tent and you got the robot and what you can do, what you can't do, the robot can assist with. And so everything's, and you just fucking this robot in the woods. There'll be so many guys go off into the woods with that robot. You'll never see him again. Think about it. The robot probably help you build a cabin and shit too. That's how they're going to sell these robots. It's going to be like, yeah, this robot will be able to do so many things. And then at the end, they'll be like, and you'll be able to fuck it too. And people will go, what was that? Last part there. What'd you say about that? It'll be able to clean and it can cook and it can go grocery shopping for it. It can do it, all these different things. It can build things. It can do. What was that last part though? That last part they'll whisper that. They'll say creative shit like it has all the orifices of a, you know. They'll try to be discreet about it. You can see Elon on the stage saying like, you know, of course it has all its orifices, all the orifices of a normal human, and it's fully customizable. And you have a man, he can be, you know, yeah, the male organ can be customized. So. And everyone will say, "Oh my God, I gotta get one." And they'll make them. You think they'll be expensive, but I'm telling you, it'll be like a cell phone. Well, they'll want you to have it. They'll want you to have this. Because if you're fucking this thing all day, you're not gonna go get a girlfriend. You're not gonna go get a boyfriend. You're just gonna come home from work, fuck this thing for as long as you want, and then just go to bed. And when you get done fucking it, you can just go, hey, go sit down somewhere, go away, and it'll just go away. And you're going to have these women, I mean, Women are just getting worse and worse. So you're going to have some nagging woman. She'll be nagging. You're just going to go, nah, just have a robot. You're going to come home to the robot. You're going to be at work and people are going to be talking about it. They're going to be like, yeah, just go home, man. I got this robot. She's got food ready when I get there. The house is clean. This thing sucked my dick for 2 hours the other night. It was insane. It was insane. And you'll be at work like, what? And you'll be thinking, coming home, that bitch nagging you every time you come home. People will be getting divorces. People will be leaving their wives and husbands because they'll want to get a robot. Hell, forget about a divorce. You'll have women fucking the robot while the dude, some guy will walk in, the robot be fucking his wife. And she'll go, oh, come on, it's just the robot. She'll insist that you get a male robot. There'll be so many married couples who'll be like, we're going to get a robot. And they'll be arguing over, no, I want the female robot. No, we'll get the male. And these women will be like, no, we're getting a male. And they'll be in there fucking it. And the poor guy goes to work every day. He don't get to fuck his wife. He don't get to fuck a robot. The robot's fucking he's getting cucked by the robot. That's happening. That's coming. Get ready for that. People will be getting cucked by robots in their marriage. They will go out. They will work. They will spend their hard-earned money to buy this robot, and it will be fucking their wife. Their wife will insist on getting the biggest cock on the robot, all these weird fucking things. She'll talk the husband into doing it. Or she'll do it like behind his back. She'll sneak off and be like, yeah, can we customize the dick? And then the robot will arrive and the husband will be like, what the fuck? I have like a fucking 12-inch cock or something. And the husband will be like, how did that happen? She'll be like, it's crazy. That's weird. And then he'll be like, well, call them up and see what's going on with this. And she'll pretend that she called. And she'll say, well, there's nothing they can do about it. And it's whatever. And then one day he'll come home early from work. She'll be in there fucking that robot. And then they'll have an argument. She'll be like, it's just a robot. What's the big deal? It's not really cheating. It's like a vibrator. It's just like a vibrator. And you're getting cucked. You're getting cucked by the robot. What a dark future. What I just said isn't even, it's going to happen. That's happening. That's not far-fetched. That's 100% going to happen to a man in the future. He will be married and cucked by a robot that he buys and brings into his house. And his wife will cuck him with that robot. And it'll get dark, too. Robot will be like talking shit to him and shit. Robot will he'll be cleaning the house and the robot will be just kicked back watching TV. And the robot will be like, hey, let's get this house clean. I know you've been working all day, but get busy. And he'll do it. She'll have him sucking the robot's dick. She'll have the robot fucking him. The dark future. But for some men, they'll be just single. They'll have the robot. She'll be hot. Like the Stepford Wives or something. And they'll go to work and some dude will have like a real girlfriend and he'll be like, yeah, she's just bitching and I ain't had sex with her in months. I mean, she just won't fuck me no more. And he'll be like, that sounds horrible. And then he'll come home to the robot and he'll be like, man, I made the right choice getting this robot. I mean, women's attitude is literally going to cause the human race to go extinct. When the human race goes extinct, it won't be a comet. It won't be a solar flare, some shit. It'll be women's attitude and technology that causes it to go extinct. That's crazy. Because so many men will just be like, I'll just go with technology. So many men already are. They already are going with technology. Imagine when you can actually fuck the technology like a real woman. And it's 99.9% like you're fucking a woman. Like you just really can't tell the difference. Maybe there's some things you can tell, but I mean, in your head what you're fucking, but at the end of the day, it's It's like a movie. You can suspend disbelief in the moment. And when you weigh the pros and cons of it, it's going to be an easy choice for so many guys. Because guys are going to be like, I can't have a family. I can't have kids. I can't afford it. So just, what's the point? Dealing with this nagging all the time. It's almost like it's a psyop. It's almost like it's all by design. Get the women to act like just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. These women. So many women. You get them to just act absurd. And then you bring in the sex robots. And you go, oh, here you go. Here's a sex robot. I don't know if it'll be enough for a woman to fuck a robot, though, bro. I don't know. I think women will just get more bitter. They'll get worse. Because I think they want to fuck them. I think a lot of men will be fine with just fucking that robot if it feels just like a woman. I think that'll be enough for a lot of men. But I think it'll drive women insane. Because they'll be like, oh, why do they just want to fuck? Why do they want to fuck these robots? I don't fucking. I mean, women have vibrators. Women have things that feel like real penises that they can fuck themselves with, and it vibrates and all these things, and they still get boyfriends and shit. They still get married. Because there's more going on with women when it comes to that shit than you. You just, hell, if it feels good, hell with it. But women need more. And I don't know if you can get that from the AI. Maybe you can. I think women also do want to. I think a lot of women do want to have babies. I think there's a natural desire to get pregnant if you're a woman, be a mother. And a robot can't give you that, or maybe it can. Maybe your robot will have like some guy's semen in it or something. Who knows? You'll have the robot baby. Like you can go down to the sperm bank and you can buy sperm and put it in the robot, and the robot can come in you and that's going to happen. Of course, that's going to happen. Of course, that's going to happen. And there'll be some woman on the front page, and then the media will be gaslighting us. First robot father, first robot to have a baby, and you'll be like, no, come on. That was some guy's semen that they got from a sperm bank, and that's not. But they'll just gaslight you, and then idiots will believe it. You'll be arguing with some guy. He'll be like, "Yeah, robot had a baby." I'm like, "No, it didn't. How can a robot have a baby? Think about this, Smokey. You just don't understand the science." I can hear him now. Smokey, you just don't understand the science. Yes, I understand that they went and got semen and put it in this robot, and it came in this woman. But that don't make the robot a father. Yes, it does. Yes, it fucking does, Smokey. You're just uneducated on the topic. You need to educate yourself. That's where we're headed. Robot gonna take your job, take your bitch, take everything. Take it all. Think about it, the robot will be able to do everything. You can't outfuck that robot. No, you can't. You ain't got the stamina to outfuck a robot. Come on now. So the robot gonna be fucking her. The robot's gonna be going wild in bed. The robot's gonna be working. Robot can do everything. If the robot doesn't know how to do it, it can learn how to do it in seconds. You're done. And women are done too. The human race is done. The AI doesn't have to nuke us or any of that. The AI just has to wait and play the long game, which the AI can do. AI doesn't have to rush anything. It's going to be around a long time. Once everybody starts fucking the robots, I mean, we're done. The AI is going to be well aware of that. And this future is inevitable because they're not going to stop with the AI stuff. They're just not. They're going to keep going with that. So it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get more crazy. You already have people in relationships. You can Google this. There's already people dating AIs and marrying the AIs. It's already happening. People in relationship with Chat GPT and shit. It's fucking insane. Now imagine when they put that in a body, in a realistic body. It's over. It's done. So enjoy the time you have now. That's what I say. Quit crying about Trump. You might as well enjoy it. Enjoy the time you got right now. Before you enter the dark future. 20 years from now, you'll be sitting around and be going, damn, he was right. Like, holy shit, what's going on? This is crazy. And you'll have a robot girl. And you'll fuck it every day. You'll be fucking it every day. I mean, if all these people are watching porn, billions of visits to the porn every day, imagine when you can fuck the porn. And they'll probably have some crazy shit too, where like the robot can like change. It can become whatever you want it to. It can become a different woman. It can change its look at any time. They'll probably have some crazy shit. Now, how do you expect most men to resist that? They're not going to. Neither are women. Unless you want to have children, but they're psyoping the public into not having children. Like, you shouldn't have children, you can't afford it. That's what they're telling everybody. So they're psyoping you into that bullshit. But what causes people to still have children? Well, they still want to have sex. What happens when you take away that need to have sex with another human, when you replace it with a robot? That's just as good. It gets the job done. And you don't have to deal with all the negatives. Human race is done. Enjoy it while it lasts. We're already in a population decline, like Elon talks about. It's already happening, so it's only going to get worse as the AI gets better, and the AI eventually gets so smart it'll be able to make that robot even better. It's done. It's done. Yeah, you'll have to pay a subscription, or the pussy won't get wet. Your robot will just shut off if you don't pay your monthly bill. See, that's why it'll be cheap. That's why everyone will have one. Because they'll get you with the subscription. And you're going to pay your subscription. You're going to pay that subscription. You get off a long day's work and that robot ain't working, man, you're getting that wallet out. And you'll be able to like text the robot while you're at work. You'll be like, hey, if you have an idea, like, hey, when I walk in, just be naked, be ready to go. That robot will be ready as soon as you walk in the door. If you say, hey, when I get there, just start sucking my dick as soon as I walk in the door, that robot will be there sucking your dick. Now, women could compete with this very easily because you're going to pick a woman every single time. If a woman would be willing to suck your dick as soon as you walk in, you wouldn't even be thinking about that robot. But women are caught up in this feminism. They've been psyoped to hell. So they're going to men are not going to want to deal with them, and the robot is just going to be so easy to deal with and just handle what you want it to deal with. It's a perfect storm. It's all going to come together. The feminism and the technology is all going to come together, and it's over for these women. And yes, women will have their robots too, but I just don't think they'll be as happy as a lot of men will. I think men will understand that that this is like kind of a dystopian life that they're living, but they'll just accept it. They'll just be like, yeah, whatever. Could be worse, you know. Could be worse. At least I get to fuck this robot, and at least she's hot. At least she's fucking hot. And I customize her. She looks exactly the way I want her, so yeah. It could be worse. Men are used to being miserable. Men are just used to having to go to work and do all the shit they don't want to do. There's a lot of women that ain't. There's a lot of women that get husbands and just sit at home all day and they're housewives and shit. What happens when the robots come and you might be a good housewife, but you just want to fight all the time, or you just nagging about this or that or whatever. And the guy's just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get a robot. You're out of here, bitch. You're out of here. That's why women gotta think. They gotta be thinking about this. They gotta be thinking about being a little bit more cooperative. I'm not saying with other men. I'm saying with your boyfriend, your husband. I'm not saying with some random guy. But you're going to have to be a little bit more cooperative and nice to the guy you're dating and fucking, you know? It's crazy this has to even be said to women, but it does. It does. They're out of control. Even the really good ones still have those moments where you're like, Jesus. Who acts like this? That robot ain't going to act like that. That robot ain't gonna act like that. And oh my God, some dude will have 2 robots. They have a threesome every day. They have 3 robots. You're gonna see some wild shit. Dude will have a bunch of robots living with him. You go over to your friend's house, you'll be like, yeah. Like, what do you spend all your money on? You go to his house, have 7 robot women in his house walking around. And you'll be like, oh, I see where all the money's going. Jesus. You'll have gay robots. You're going to see some shit. You stay alive long enough, you're going to see some shit. You're not just going to see it, you're going to be there. You're going to have a robot woman. You'll have one. I'm telling you, it'll be just like a phone where it'll be, they'll want everybody to have it. It'll be easy to obtain. You'll be paying like a monthly fee on it, but it'll be worth it to you. It'll have so many benefits. You'll be like, damn, it could clean. Even if you don't want to fuck it, be like, well, it clean my house. That's how you'll sell it to yourself when you buy it. You'll go, well, it'll clean the house and it'll cook and do all these things. I'm not gonna fuck it though. That's weird. I'm not gonna do that. But and then one night you'll be like, yeah, why not? I mean, who's here to see me? Who's gonna know? And then after you fuck it once, that'll be the end of it. It'll just be like, holy shit, this is one of the greatest things in the world. It'll start out great. You'll be into it, but after a while, you'll probably be like, this is my life. I've fucked this robot. Then you'll get kind of depressed. But that'll be it. That'll be what everybody does. There'll be no way out of it. You can't get a real girl because they all got robot men. Of course, there will still be some people that they only fuck humans. But they'll be like shunned from society or something. People think they're weird. You'll be considered weird if you want to fuck another human. People will be like, yeah, fucking weirdo. His girlfriend's real. Like, what? He's got a real one? Oh, hell no. But in time, you'll realize he's happier than you. Even though she bitches all the time, there's something. This robot ain't the way to live. But you'll be living that way. It'll be hard to get a girl. These guys can't get a girl now. They can't even get one now. Imagine how bad it's going to get when they all have like a robot guy they fuck. There's a lot of women, they're just fucking the vibrators. They've checked out. They're just fucking their vibrators. Imagine when they have the robot men. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. But it's not as bad as the guy that's going to be cucked by the robot. I just want you to know this: when you're in that dystopian future and you're coming home every night to that smoking hot robot, I'm telling you, when you're fucking it, you're not going to be thinking about that. Just know that. When you're fucking it, you're not going to be thinking about it. You're going to be thinking, this is awesome. But afterwards, you're going to have, it's like when you watch porn and you're like, damn, this girl look good. But after you come, you kind of have that, why am I watching this shit? What's wrong with me? It'll be the same way with the robot. But during it, it'll be great. But just know in that moment of shame when you feel like, what am I doing? Why am I living like this? Why do I not have a girlfriend? Why do I have this robot? I want you to think about that guy that's getting cucked by the robot that he paid for with his money, got it for his wife and family to be a maid and stuff, and she started fucking it. I want you to think of him. You could be him. You're not him. You come home and you fuck your robot. God damn it. You come home from work and you fuck the shit out of that robot. You fuck her in the ass, everything. You go wild on that robot. This guy, he don't get to fuck a robot. He don't get to fuck a real woman. His wife fucks. He has a wife, but she fucks the robot. The male robot they got. That is the worst case scenario. God help yourself if you're that guy. If you're that guy, jump off. If that guy jumped off a building, I wouldn't even blame him. I would not. Normally, I'm like, suicide, that's fucking all, you know, that's pussy shit. But I'd understand it for that guy. I'd fully understand that move. Because holy shit, brother. How can you live with that? How you gonna live like that? That's worse than your girl just using a vibrator all the time. She don't want to fuck you. Don't want you to use a vibrator. She got a full-blown robot in there going at it. You hear him going at it, too, in the other room. She makes you sleep on the couch. The robot sleeps with her. They in there cuddled up. She's like, he has feelings. She's like, he may not be real, but he has more feelings than you. She says shit like that to you. You're like, God damn. He's got more emotions than you. And you cry. You go and lay on the couch and cry. And that robot's just, she's howling like at the moon. That robot's drilling her. That robot's penis like vibrates and shit. That robot's got some things you don't have. How can your penis vibrate? You can't make it do that. That robot's dick like can twirl around and shit. It can do all kinds of crazy shit because it's a robot. You can't compete with that. You know what I mean? And now normally you could, if you had some good dick, you could, and your girl really loved you, she's going to choose you over a fucking vibrator. Because, you know, you got a whole ass body, but the robot's going to have a body and it's going to feel like a man, and your wife hates you. So you're done. You're fucking done. What a sad future. But it's coming. That's coming. You're getting cut by a robot. Maybe not you, but the only way to avoid that future is you can't put up with this. If you got a girl now, you can't put up with no bullshit. You can't be putting up with no bullshit. Because you'll be getting cucked by that robot in the future. You're putting up with shit now. You'll be putting up with that in the future when you marry that girl. She'll be cucking you with the robot. If she'd rather fuck the vibrator right now over you, guess what? Guess fucking what? She's going to be cucking you with that robot. 100% guaranteed. You don't want, that's not where you want to be. Be anywhere but there in Seacott. That's like being in Seacott, if you think about it. Where would you rather be? Seacott, or that's your life? You come home from work every night, you walk in the door, your wife is howling at the moon, that robot's in there fucking her, and that's how you spend the rest of your life till you die. And you live like 40 years. Or you go to Seacott for the rest of your life. And the robot has to fuck you too. She makes the robot fuck. She's like, you're gonna fuck this robot. And she's over there watching, like fingering herself. The robot's fucking you. And you're sitting there like, how did I get here? I paid for this fucking thing. What in the world? I paid money for this. Anyway, it's time for bed. I wish you well.